Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kira. I do videos on faith and following Jesus. Are you content where God has you right now? Because I want to remind you that where you are, God has you there on purpose right now. And whether it is your favorite season or your least favorite, whether you're enjoying it or it's really tough, God is right there with you. And He promises to use everything for the good of those who love Him. And so if you are in a hard season, let me encourage you that He's going to turn around and use it for good. But I want to encourage you about where you are right now. I think so much of the time it's so easy to want to bypass seasons, whether because they're hard or because you want the next best thing. And I think that's so easy to desire, especially as Christians. I've been talking to friends recently about the things that the Lord has laid on our hearts and just wanting those to come to pass and wanting to jump ahead to those seasons that we felt like God's given us dreams or visions for. But friend, let me remind you that this season that you're in right now holds purpose. That what God is doing in your life right now is so imperative, that it is part of your story and it's part of your walk with Him. And so wherever you find yourself today, just rest in knowing that He is present and you are walking through this season with Him on purpose. I remember when I was in college and I thought, I just can't wait to graduate and go into full-time ministry, which is what I felt called to. But in the interim, my summers I spent working at a fast food restaurant. And I remember thinking at the time that that wasn't what I wanted to do. That wasn't the environment I wanted to be in. But I decided to own it. And I said, you know what? God's placed me here for such a time as this. I am going to own it. And so you know what I did? All those summers between my years in college, I went home and I worked 9 to 5, Monday through Friday in fast food. But I showed up to work on time with a smile and with the joy of the Lord. And let me tell you, I don't think I've had as many conversations about my faith as I did those summers. You know why? Because most people in fast food who are working there, it's not exactly where they want to be. For me, it was to transition me into the next phase of life. But I decided that God had me there for a purpose. And even just showing up with a smile and greeting people genuinely and serving them to the best of my ability stood out to them. And they asked me why I was so kind or so nice. And that's not to share to put myself up, but rather to show you what a difference in how you show up to a job or a situation, friends, strangers, going out and about in life even makes a difference. And that started so many conversations about why I was happy. Because most people thought that it probably wasn't because I was just super excited to be there, that it was my dream. But they knew it had to be something deeper, and I got to share the gospel with them. And let me tell you, I am still in full-time ministry several years later, and I think back on those moments of how I decided that even though that wasn't my favorite season, that I was there and I was there for a purpose. And I look back with my zeal for the Lord, and it encourages me and convicts me now, being in full-time ministry, that we need to live that way in every season, whether it's your dream season or not, that we are living with the joy of the Lord. Paul talks about in Philippians that whether he has a lot or whether he has a little, that he has found the secret that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That wherever you find yourself, that you can have joy. So many times in Paul's letters, he is writing and he is being persecuted, whether he's under house arrest, whether he's sitting in prison, even writing these letters, that he still has this amazing joy that is not found in circumstances, but rather in the Lord. And guess what? We have access to the Lord always, in every circumstance. And when we live with that joy, it allows other people to see that there is something that goes beyond circumstances that makes us that way. When you're living the dream and you are excited and you are happy, praise God, I'm so excited for you. But when you hold that same zeal and joy in the hard moments, people tend to notice that. And it is an opportunity to share the gospel, because wherever we go and we carry the joy of the Lord with us, we are a testament to the goodness of God. And I want to encourage you that that's found in every season, not just your favorite ones. And God will use every season to glorify Him. And so whether you were like myself when I was working in fast food, getting through college, or whether you're working your dream job now, honor and glorify the Lord with it in whatever place you find yourself. When I was working fast food, that was just loving people well and serving them like Christ serves us. And let me tell you, that made such a difference. So I want to encourage you today that God has a purpose for your season right now, and you can use it to glorify and honor Him and make disciples and love people well. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. Also, if you have any prayer requests, I'd absolutely love to pray for you. So feel free to comment them down below or message me on Instagram. I also co-founded a ministry called Flourish Sisterhood for women. And the goal of Flourish is to champion women into living lives that are flourishing in all areas of life as God intends you to live. It's a community of women that rally together. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, we have so many resources on our website, and then you can join our community on Instagram. I love you guys so much. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you next video.